I'm Carly from Battle Lines, and this is Humble Beginnings.
Ooh. So I think the first album I bought was Oasis, definitely maybe, the first record. So yeah, that's a good one. It's kind of, you know, I was massively into Oasis big time when I was kind of, you know, like really young.
That's pretty good for some of the answers I've gotten from these.
My single, I'm glad you didn't ask me what my singles was, because they are bad.
I gotta ask you, what's the first single?
I think it's like Deep Blue something, Breakfast at Tiffany's. A bad record. It's not a good one. You won't have heard of them, but there was this like TV show in the UK called Biker Grove, and it was kind of about a youth club, and two guys on there formed like a really cheesy boy band, and called PJ and Duncan, and I went to see them with my mum. It was really bad. So I think I went to see a band called the Manic Street Preachers from Wales. They're kind of like a cool kind of, well, they were a really cool kind of like British glam punk band. And
I've heard the name.
Yeah. We were called Impact, and we were pretty terrible, and we played loads of Oasis. Oh. I'm from a place called York, and we played kind of, I was at like secondary school, high school, and we played the only cool venue in the city, and totally filled it out with high school kids. It was brilliant, but we were probably terrible, but you know, it was cool. So it was pretty overwhelming. I think Austin's an amazing city. I wasn't expecting it to be so pretty and beautiful. This is just crazy, you know, kind of like there's so many people, so much music, like you kind of walk down the street and all you can hear is drums, you know. And it's really, you've got to have, I think we learned yesterday, you've got to have a real kind of plan of attack, otherwise you just see a little bit of nothing, you know, so it's better to see kind of, you know, kind of just focus on one show, I think, you know, in the evening. But I can't wait, there's some stuff I really want to see this week, so, you know.
First record I ever bought for my own money was, I think I was about 10 years old, and it was Ambaloo Dabba Dee by Eiffel 65. The first concert I ever went to myself was back home on the Wirral in UK, a band called The Coral. They were playing in Manchester, so I'd driven up, but I drove up to watch them. It was great. First band I was ever in was Battle Lines. First ever show, it was a couple of years ago in London at Bar Music Hall. We're probably all going to say completely different things for that one. It's the first time we've been to the US. We've been here for a few days now. It's been awesome, great. We weren't sure about the whole border thing, so we went on using tourist visas, which you can do South by Southwest with if you're just doing official shows, but we were still quite nervous. But we went to Chicago first and got a connecting flight into Austin, so it went dead smooth. It was good.
First record I bought with my own money. I'm going to go with an actual record, so my first vinyl was Arcade Fire, Neon Bible.
It's a good record.
It's awesome. The first kind of, I think the first concert I went to was Christina Aguilera. However, I don't class it as my first. So it was my first, probably I went to a festival, which was called Tea in the Park in Scotland. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Some Massive Attack. They were pretty awesome.
That's not bad.
It's pretty alright, isn't it? First band I played in was when I was in school, called Pseudo Hush, or Pseudo Charm, something really bad. It was just one of those, me, all my music. I'll talk about Battle Lines because the other one probably wasn't really worth talking about. So Battle Lines, our first show was in Leeds. We played a venue called Nation of Shopkeepers, which is really cool. It's really, yeah. Ace. It's just like just so big compared to everything, even compared to just even London. It just seems just on such a massive scale. So big, hot, just it's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I want to come back like non-South by Southwest and just be a tourist.
It was a 7 and it was Pump Up the Volume by Mars. They never took me to any, but I went to go see Suzanne Vega when I was about 12 on my own. Well, I was with a friend, but yeah, they never took me to anything. I did it myself. The first proper band, played in lots of little ones that never really went anywhere and we didn't do any gigs, but the first one was probably, it's about 2000, and it was a band called Honeytone Cody. We did okay, lasted a couple of years and then stopped working, and as bands do. I think it's probably at school. Yeah, I think it was at school. I remember being very, very nervous and scared that everything could go wrong, and I think it did as well. It's huge. It's the first one. Everything's massive, and kind of north of England's very different. It's very hot, and it's crazy. It just gets crazier as the day goes on. It starts off and it kind of lulls you into a false sense of security, and then it goes wild.
I don't know if anybody in America is going to be able to understand our Yorkshire accents, but